Okay, looking at our, I think it's a 12 by, I don't know, something, Summer Escapes pool. I was tired of using the little filter that came with it, so we ended up purchasing a sand filter from Walmart. I believe this is the 14-inch, holds like 55-pound sand, which is plenty big enough. It's, I think, 1,600 gallons per hour. So this pool here is like 3,000 gallons, so we can run it 2 hours a day and it filters it out no problem. I end up setting it on 4 hours just to make sure. But to kind of show you what I did, the way I hooked it up, you can kind of see there, you can use the motor. You do not have to have that adapter. I made a small modification to it, which makes it a little bit more efficient. But the big piece, which I think is definitely required, is the 1.25-inch return that was here. Was obviously too small for the 2-inch return, which that's the one that comes with it. So I just ended up taking an X-Acto knife and just put it up there, traced it, and then just cut it out. It fits perfectly. No leaks. It's great. This piece here is just the valve that closes it. So that is the piece that used to be there that came with it. And now we have that, so that works out perfectly. I did order one of those adapters that you can find on Amazon and eBay. They go anywhere from like $9 and something on Amazon up to $30. The $9 ones are back ordered. The 30 are in stock, but it takes a while. I do have it coming, and I had it hooked up just like this. You just don't plug it in, you hook it up, and it was working fine. I ended up making a change where I took the actual motor out. So all this is just a magnet, and then this is your propeller, or whatever you want to call it. That's what moves the water. So that whole bottom piece is just the motor. It's actually encased. You can't get into it or anything. There's 4 screws on top. You take out the 4 screws, and this piece is just sitting in there magnetically, and you just pop it right out. Put the 4 screws right on, and now it's a complete open flow. There's nothing to get in the way. So if a string or something, could possibly clog that up, probably not, considering the flow of water coming through. So it works fine for now. Since I've got the adapter, I already bought it from Amazon. I'm just going to go ahead and use it anyway. But the way it's hooked up, it goes from the 2-inch to an 1.25-inch. Is I'm using one of the adapters that came with the pool. It's got a little bit of mud on it there. So all that does, this is the one I had here when I had it hooked up. This piece here just hooks into that, and then this other piece hooks onto your 1.25-inch or 1.5-inch will fit in there too. You tighten it down and it works out. But since now I put that piece in, I don't need this anymore. So I'm still using that for now. It's fairly secure, not as secure as threaded, but it works, no problem. So I'll show you the flow now. So now we got great water flow, better than before. So even putting that piece in here, it actually moves the whole pool around, which is great. I actually just purchased that vacuum and the pole and that piece here. I had it hooked up. You can put it down inside there, and you can actually run the vacuum that way instead of having to disconnect this and hook the hose up to it. You can just take that little piece that came with your pool. It's floating there at the top, and it just sits down inside of that ridge, and then it just goes out through there, and you can just vacuum the pool up that way. However, that head down there, I got it at Walmart just today. I don't really care for it, so I'm going to take it back and get a different one. So that is it. No more of those crappy paper cartridge filters that run about $3 or $4 for the small ones. Just having to change it every other day. Now I got 55 pounds of the silica sand. Good to go. However, let me tell you one thing. I saw another guy on YouTube keeps his basket in there, his strainer. The problem with that, when you don't have your filter in there, it doesn't hold the basket in place. So now the basket would be fine if it were in there, but when you run this on a timer, it shuts on and off on its own. When there's not that constant suction, that basket floats. So when that basket floats up here, this piece will get caught on the basket, and you can tell that holds it open. It sucks that water out quick. So definitely don't do the double baskets because you'll end up burning your pump out. I don't know if that guy had some way to secure his end. I ended up taking one of those filters apart, but to try to use the centerpiece that you can use the chlorine tablets in, and it doesn't work. It's just a plastic piece. You still have to have that rubber to be able to make it. So once you cut the filter section out on it, then it falls apart, so it doesn't work. So that's it for now. And let me know if you have any comments. So far, so good. Everything's going great. I'll tell you quick, the only other option I did see a guy do, and I'm liking it, I still may do it, is the other piece. Like that's the return, the inlet, which is that exact same piece that just has that housing screwed in over it. What he ended up doing is he took a 2-inch piece we've made him to make cornhole boards before, and he cut a hole in the bottom. So then he took this piece here without the adapter and just put it directly on the bottom. Now to do that, you have to grind some of those pieces off the bottom so it's flat. So I still may end up doing that because in that way I've got a 2-inch inlet through that basket, through the sand filter, and a 2-inch return. So it will definitely make it a much cleaner pool. So got it going. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.